comes to financial planning, being prepared and informed can be the keys to success, and being unprepared can lead to disaster. So we have our expert in this area. He's here in studio with us today, David Carrier.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi, David.
How you doing?
I'm really well.
You look well.
Thank you. You brought in donuts, so
I did.
That's a good sign. You know, there's so much that goes into financial planning. I
Right.
think people think about, oh, I know this person who has so much money, they're retired,
Right.
but it's not just the luck of the draw, it's all about the planning.
Well,
You're
you know,
gonna make this
we
really
always say,
easy.
right, we always say success is not a chance, it's a choice.
Yeah.
You make the decision, and we got Homer and Marge here, right? This
Okay.
is our analogy for the day.
You make this really easy and very visual every time you come in,
Well,
so
we
viewers
try.
can see what the plan to success is.
You know, we had a dozen donuts, but those stagehands ate 3 of them, so that's why we're kind of reduced like this. But,
All right, so
but
what
here's-
did you bring in?
Well, here's basically how it works. Most people, if you've planned ahead, if you've planned for your retirement and everything else, you're sort of like on the Titanic, you know what I mean? I mean, unsinkable ship, right? You did the good planning, you did all
Smooth
those things.
sailing.
And there's Homer telling you, oh, you're all set, don't worry about the lifeboats. Follow the donuts. Follow the donuts.
And that's what Homer usually says.
Right.
All right.
Right, unless he's talking about beer, but beer don't. Oh, anyway, I didn't want to do, it's a family show, right? So I stuck with the donuts. Anyway.
So we have the Titanic, smooth sailing.
That's you. You paid for the stateroom, captain's table, I'm
Okay.
king of the world, right? All that
We
stuff.
saw the movie.
But what happens?
What happens when you hit the iceberg? What is the iceberg representing?
Oh my gosh, it's an iceberg, right?
Yeah.
Despite all your given, well, that's long-term care, that's probate, that's all those expenses that come on that you didn't expect. And then what happens? Oh, close up, please.
You
This
need
is
to
dramatic.
be saved.
Bang! Oh no! And now you're stranded on the iceberg.
Right.
Now, when you're stranded on the iceberg, when your family needs the long-term care, when you're actually in that crisis situation or a loved one dies, right? And now what are we going to do? We're stuck on the ice. Well, it's not like we can't help, you know?
Okay.
All right, here we go. David, angry.
So you
You wouldn't
need
like me when I'm
ultimately
angry. What?
a plan to get you off.
Well,
of
that's
trouble.
right. And we can see, even in a disaster situation, right? Can we help? Yeah, we can help. We can give you the life raft. You know, the Avenger, you know, the team will swing into action and we'll do what we can to help out. And actually, we're pretty good about the rescue stuff. But you had another option.
There's always
You had another
option.
choice, right?
Right.
And the choice, and this is over 5,000 families now who've done our kind of planning in the last several years, last 10 years, about 5,000 families now have done this. And what, you know, instead of following Homer, follow the donuts, rescue if possible, instead it's like, hey, come to the workshop. You know, we can follow Marge and say, hey, there are ways to plan ahead for this. We don't have to pretend that there are no icebergs there. We don't have to wonder. We can say, instead of going towards the icebergs, what if we went in the opposite direction? What if we avoided that?
Yeah, so David, you're saying that people should go to the workshop and avoid all of this trouble that they could have originally. We're seeing some video. People have been attending these workshops and finding out about their financial future and how they can make it a really good one.
Right, right. And the purpose of the workshop, because this stuff is not easy, okay? We're not
Right.
kidding you. It's tough to do. We make it easy, and the workshop is one way. It's one way we get the conversation started. We love, what we really like is when parents will bring their kids, kids will bring their parents, right? We get that multi-generation thing going on there. And so once you get the conversation, now it's mostly couples, of course, but when you get the conversation started, now you can get the good results. You don't have to worry about the iceberg. You don't have to worry about, oh, who's going to rescue me if this happens?
Yeah.
Instead, we've planned ahead. Now we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's all about planning and, like you said, multi-generational. They're coming in, they're learning
Right.
about how to make the pieces go together.
Right.
And you have some great new locations. Can you talk to us about these?
Sure. One of the things, you know, we have 4 offices now. We're in Grand Rapids, of course, then Muskegon, Holland, and Portage, Kalamazoo/Portage. Those are our permanent locations, permanent offices there. But people are having a hard time getting in, so we thought we'd do some more outreach. And these are some of the locations: Grand Haven Community Center, Fremont District Library, Lunch and Learn Center, Lunch and Learn at the Kentwood Recreation Center. These are some of the efforts that we're making to make it easier for people to come in. It's not easy stuff, but we make it easy for the families that we serve.
You also have your usual locations and your Muskegon and Kalamazoo. Lots of options for people to come out and learn more, get their questions answered. People can sign up because it does fill up very quickly on your website.
If you go to the website, there are all the dates and times and the locations right there. If there's a date, if you say, hey, you said every week in Grand Rapids and it's not here, that means the workshop was full, and then we close them off, because we don't want 100 people in there. 40 is about our maximum. Because that way we can interact with everybody who comes in. We can get all your questions answered. That's how it goes.
David, great information.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.